Swimming like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Hey everybody, welcome to the post-show wrap-up of the Shrimp Tank. I am one of your co-hosts, Ted Jenkins, sitting here with my co-host, Lee Heisman today, and of course our guest, Zach Glenn, who's the Chief Executive Officer of the Goshen Valley Foundation. You really have to check this out if you're interested at all about how to start a nonprofit or even scale a nonprofit. He's grown this from $2 million to $12 million, helping tons of people across the state of Georgia. It's just an amazing thing. I have to tell you, we get an opportunity to talk to a lot of for-profit entrepreneurs on here, but it was exciting today to have somebody in the nonprofit world because nonprofit organizations are businesses. As always, when you're on this channel, make sure that you click the Shrimp Tank button for subscribing, and then also make sure that you click the notifications bell. That's how you're going to get these 6-minute videos to come into your inbox. Great little nuggets of information so you too can become a better entrepreneur.
You know, Zach, thanks for coming on the show. No question about it. I will tell you also, I say this on occasion, go back and listen to the podcast in its entirety. The first segment was all about Goshen Valley, the depth and detail about what this does for the entire community here in Georgia. The second segment was more about entrepreneurship and how to grow this business and grow this nonprofit. So I learned a heck of a lot. But if you could give our listeners here kind of your elevator pitch about Goshen Valley.
Yeah, Goshen Valley is one of Georgia's state-leading foster care agencies. Today, we serve over 115 children within our 3 operating agencies, one of which is our Boys Ranch in Waleska, Georgia, that serves nearly 40 teenage boys within a 300-acre campus where they have house parents and have counseling and recreation on site. It's really a neat place. We also have a young adult program that serves 15 to 16 young men and women between that age of 18 and 21, where we help them really kind of reinvigorate their spirit and focus on independence through life skills and education and workforce involvement. And lastly, we have a program where we can recruit and license foster families to serve children in their own home. Today we have nearly 70 foster children in those houses, all of which are siblings. Too often siblings are separated within the state foster care system, and Goshen has created ways for those kids to all be together. Lastly, most importantly, I believe, we're focused on extending our influence through community mental health services, mentoring services, so that we can start to care for children on the front end, families on the front end, to hopefully keep them ultimately out of the state foster care system.
Well, congratulations to you and your father, your whole family, for basically building this tremendous organization. But there are some people that are watching and are thinking, maybe I want to start a nonprofit. And would you be able to give them maybe the 1 or 2 mistakes or learnings that you've had because you've grown this incredible organization? What should they be thinking about if they're considering getting into starting a nonprofit?
Yeah, Ted, I think the first thing is you really have to understand your mission inside and out. What it is that you're trying to do or equip or serve. Being able to communicate that, being able to feel that, being able to kind of impress that upon others is the first step, and I think the most important. Secondly, in order for the work to be sustainable, you have to understand, the streams of revenue, the streams of support, the streams of giving that allow that mission to have legs and ultimately to be what you want it to be. Not just something that you start, but something that you ultimately finish, something that you can grow as a result of it being financially healthy as well.
As we wrap up our post-show video, I am going to ask a final question. But I want to give some context. You have 105 employees at the organization, yes. And you have this mantra. Is it the 3 M's with the C? Would you just kind of elaborate on that?
Yeah, we talk about 3MC. In all of our professional development and all of our leadership development, it's understanding of mission, the understanding of margin, the understanding of morale, how people feel about their work, why they feel inspired by their work. But lastly, in our case, all that's wrapped in compliance, especially working within state agencies. So 3MC has really been kind of emboldened by our leadership team as ways in which we can make decisions and ways in which we can drive our mission forward.
First, I love that. I love the mantra. What I also found was so interesting is if you could talk about how people can get in touch with you, but also during this holiday season, because this video is going to launch around Thanksgiving. There's something you've made it so easy. Talk about how people get in touch and what a part they can be, but also about the Amazon and the gift giving.
Sure. Yeah, we've got a great platform, GoshenValley.org. That's GoshenValley.org. You can go onto our website. You can find out information not only about our agencies, but more importantly, this time of year, you can find ways in which, if you're local, here in the North Georgia area, how you can come and serve alongside us. with 115 children in our care, you think about the Christmas presents that are needed. Couple things. Amazon.com, on our site, you can click a link and you can go to a drop down where presents are available to be purchased. You purchase the present, it arrives at one of our campuses, and then through December we have ways in which family can come out and wrap those presents so that on Christmas our kids can have the type of Christmas we would all want them to want. In many cases, for some of them, really the first Christmas that they've experienced in a safe and a stable way. Would love for you guys who are listening to engage in some capacity.
Perfect. Well, I will tell you what, folks. We do a lot of these shrimp tanks. I want to thank Zach and his entire family for Goshen Valley and everything they do. And I also wanted to say on this podcast that Lee and I, we wanted to pay our respects to one of our guests that came on many moons ago, Jimmy Ellis. Unfortunately, he passed away here in Georgia, but he was a legendary business owner and a legendary community man. He did tons for the community here in Georgia. The great news about doing the shrimp tank is that when these tragedies happen, we have video that lives on. So if you get a chance to watch the Jimmy Ellis broadcast and talking about a family business that's been in Atlanta for many years and been very successful, check it out, please, here on the YouTube channel. Zach, thanks so much for doing this today.
My pleasure.
And thanks to you for watching the post-show wrap-up of the shrimp tank.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond.